What is going on, Fam Jam? It's another Throwback Thursday, and this is the month of October, so you know what that means. We're going to do Halloween, or should we say scary. And today we're going to do Michael Jackson's Thriller on every Halloween playlist. I know, iconic dances, iconic music, and the video lends itself really well to the spooky month of October. Halloween coming up. So today, now, I'm going to pre-warn you, this is going to be very long because the music video is 13 minutes. We're going to do the original. I've seen a couple of edited together. Doesn't give you the whole song, doesn't give you the whole story. So bear with me on the 13 minutes, and this one, I promise you, I will interrupt a good number of times because there's a lot of thought process into the video. So I've seen a couple in the comments say, oh, don't interrupt the video if you don't like it. Don't do this, save it all for the end. The reason I don't do that is because I have a lot of thoughts come in at an instance, and then they kind of reverberate, and I don't get everything at the end. So, this one I'll interrupt. If you're not big on interrupting in the video, if you're not that kind of person that enjoys those reactions, feel free to click off. I understand that it is just not your cup of tea. But I do have a lot of thoughts in the video itself, listening to different things and noticing different things in the video itself. So, and I want to tell you guys about it when you see it. That way you know what I'm talking about. It's a frame of reference. So let's go ahead and dive on into Michael Jackson's Thriller. Again, 13-minute video. So let's go. Almost feels like the beginning of that satanic panic of the late 80s, early and middle 90s. That disclosure, I mean. Thriller.
Honestly, we're out of gas.
So, what are we gonna do now?
Very 50s vibe. The rolled up jeans, the loafers.
I'm sorry I didn't believe you.
Can I ask you something?
What?
You know I like you, don't you?
Yes?
And I hope you like me the way I like you.
Yes?
I was wondering if you would be my girl.
Oh, Michael.
Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, this is Going Steady. This is, again, set in the 50s. So Be My Girl, Go Steady, you know, courting, all that kind of stuff. But I promise, we're out of gas. Oh, I didn't believe you. A lot of the times, younger people would run out of gas. Younger guys would run out of gas, and then it would be a thought process that they could fool around in the back seat or whatever. So that was an alliteration to that. Now, again, this came out in the mid-'80s, so this is referencing like 30 years prior, but that is a constant thing of anybody representing the 50s, that the old run out of gas trick. That's what would happen. And, you know, a lot of the times the ladies would not want to do anything, or they would go, oh, this is just a ploy. If you did happen to run out of gas, and they'd be like, you're out of gas. Sure, okay. And that's what that was referenced to.
It's beautiful.
Now it's official. I have something I want to tell you.
Yes, Michael?
I'm not like other guys.
Of course not. That's why I love you.
No, I mean I'm different.
What are you talking about? all right?
Get away!
Oh, the visual effects of the 80s. I mean, for its time, it showed the hair growth, the whiskers coming out. It always bothered me, the claws coming out from up under the fingernails, because, ow, hello. But the other thing was the fact that she just stood there and screamed the whole time the transformation took place. It's not like, oh, this is actually bad, run away early. I always thought that was funny, no, I'm going to stand here and scream until we're done, and then I'm going to run away. One of the most famous reaction gifs ever, especially in this generation or the newer generation where we communicate in like gifs or gifs, however you guys want to say it. I say gifs, but that eating the popcorn thing, so, like if you're in a group chat and somebody's going back and forth with each other and you just throw in the old popcorn, it's hilarious. So iconic, that's where this is from.
Can we get out of here?
No, I'm enjoying this.
Well, I can't watch.
Excuse me.
Scrawled in blood. What's it say? See you next Wednesday.
Electronic bass line.
It's only a movie.
It's not funny.
You were scared, weren't you?
I wasn't that scared.
Yeah, you were scared.
It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. And you start to freeze, and so it looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. You hear the door slam and realize there's nowhere left to run. You feel the cold hand and wonder if you ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination, girl. But all the while you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time. They're out to get you. There's demons closing in on every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial. And now is the time for you and I to cuddle close together. Yeah.
Man, just the voice, the feeling. So this came out as a single in 84. I think the album hit in later of 84 because this came out in January of 84 as a single. But this album, this is the title track off the album. And the album, I still think is in the top 5 of greatest selling albums of all time, and at one point held the title for the greatest selling album of all time. And in today's variety, where we've got Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube Music or anything like that, we listen to singles. We don't usually listen to a whole album. I mean, there's definitely albums that come out that are fantastic. Die-hard fans listen to it, but as a general consensus, not the majority of people listen to an entire album. Like die-hard fans of certain music groups or artists do, but not so much. So this coming out the way it does, and that electronic bass line just being so iconic, everybody knows what this is. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially then, this was everywhere. And back then, you had to wait for a music video to come out, or there was no YouTube, there was no internet, there was no go look it up. You had to wait for it to come on TV. So to release a video and know it's only going to get watched so many times because of the play from television, and then releasing a 13-minute music video, that was pushing a lot of boundaries. And it worked. This is so iconic, and you can tell why. This is definitely an October feel, a Halloween feel, so that's why we're here. But to get into the vocals, this was his younger years, out of the Jackson 5 clearly, but still he's in his early to mid 20s, really high upper register, and it just gives you chill bumps.
All through the night, I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see.
And it keeps pushing the chorus.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell.
I always love the narration.
The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
And let's be real, the visual effects here are pretty darn good for the 80s. You got to think, this is post Night of the Living Dead from George A. Romero. This is post the original Dawn of the Dead, where the zombies were slower, and not Zack Snyder's version at 06 where they were sprinting at you. The movie terrified me. That and 28 Days Later. I watched 28 Days Later at like 11 in surround sound, back when that was a big thing, and like noises behind me terrified me. That movie terrified me. 28 Days Later still kind of creeps me out. But back then, these animations were really, they're not animations, these graphic artists and the extras here are doing a really good job, and this was the typical thought process of how a zombie would act. And they move a little bit more like what we would associate with like The Walking Dead and walkers, is that they're a little bit slow, a little bit more methodical. You can get away, but it's the number of them that would get you rather than one or two of them just flying. So graphic and makeup and artists, all that stuff, for 84, it's really good. and probably 83. They shot it in 83 to premiere it in 84, so. I mean, that's solid. Best part. So iconic. Hit the like button and let me know in the comments if you've done the Thriller dance, because I certainly have. Many a time at a Halloween party, Halloween bash, anybody that knows the dance will definitely get out there and do it. But imagine pitching a music video that you don't hit the chorus until 10 minutes in. Because that's what happened. It was like 9:45. Almost 10 minutes into the video, and that's the first time you hit a chorus. So think about that too. But the Thriller dance, iconic.
Problem. Come on, I'll take you home.
And then you get end credits. So, I mean, I love it. One, because you get like a mini horror movie out of the video. It's pretty fun. He's done it a couple of times, or he did it a couple of times. In his catalog of like really long extended music videos. Like I said, Ghost is like 25 to 40 minutes, somewhere in there. There's a couple of different versions of it. You've got You Rock My World with Chris Tucker, extended music video. So I like when artists do that. I'm game for the long haul. But this was one of the first really, really long, massive production value music videos. And again, you didn't get to the chorus until like 10 minutes in, and it's fantastic. I would be shocked if people haven't heard of that past the age of like 15. Usually at Halloween parties, Thriller is a mainstay that's in the first hour. Sometimes people will know the dance, sometimes people won't know the dance, depending on how big the party is. But, you know, it's just one of those that feels right in October, surrounding Halloween and having fun with it. So that's why I wanted to do that one. I know it's a long video, but that one's just too good not to do a throwback for. And if you haven't seen it, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm thinking 84, man. That came out 40 years ago. Wow. I just thought about that. Yeah, it came out in January of 84. 40 years of Thriller. And again, you know, title track off an album that once held the title for most bought album of all time. I think it's still in the top 5. Don't hold me to that though, but I know it's up there for sure. And in a day and era where we don't listen to whole albums all that much unless we're massive fans of the artist, me being Jelly Roll, John Mayer, Jason Isbell, I guess Jay is a thing, Jelly, Jason, and John. But yeah, guys, you think of the electronic bass line, that early feel 80s that you get out of the music. His vocals, especially early on, just unrivaled, upper register, and the creativity that went into it. That's the biggest thing, is going into the creativity aspect of it, having the disclaimer at the beginning, which is like, look, this is meant to be fun, this is meant to be creative, this doesn't mean that I'm part of the occult, you know? And that deals a little bit with the early emergence of Satanic Panic, the 10 to 15 years that it was really, really heightened, especially in the American South, that there was just this big thing about it. And I'm sure some of us lived through it, some of us remember it. I am right on the tail end of it, like the 96, 97, 98 years where it was kind of on the way out. I was younger, so anybody that lived through the era of, you know, 80s, 90s, and everything, it's just an interesting time. And I think that's much of what fueled that disclaimer right there at the front. And just going, look, this is meant to be kind of like a scary movie, fun song, and it's definitely withstood the test of time. After 40 years, people listen to it all the time, like every Halloween. And it's not a Halloween song per se, sorry, but it's kind of evolved into that realm, and it's really good. It's a really good music video. It's a lot of time and effort put into it, and the song itself, being 4.5 minutes long, is really well produced. It's really well thought out, and it was different for the time. So that's why I wanted to give a shout out to one of the biggest ones that I know of, Thriller. I don't think anything embodies Halloween much more in my thought process than Thriller. So that is it for this Throwback Thursday, guys. If you guys want to go see that video, you can scroll down to the description below. There's a link. It will take you right over to the video if you want to watch it without me interrupting you. I surely understand that. On the way there, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. And we can hang out again. And we can revisit old songs. You can revisit new songs that you may not have heard of. Maybe there's a Throwback Thursday in the future of something you don't know, and I introduce you to a great song from the past. Maybe not. I don't know. But if you want to check it out, just hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it, and we will see y'all next time. But until then, Fam Jam, I'm out.